Should women marry before they carry? Are there a lot more benefits of marriage before the carriage? Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see by today's title, we're going to talk about marrying before carrying. This is a very hot topic in today's generation. I see this question put out on social media almost every day. Oh, well, they're going to break up with them anyways. That can happen if you're married, da 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 da. Let's get into some of the benefits because yes, I'm putting the disclaimer out there for now that I am a firm believer that women should marry before they carry. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about all the benefits of doing that. In no particular order, reason number one of why women should marry before they carry: it brings stability for the child. Marriage provides a more stable environment, a lot more security, emotional security, physical security when it comes to raising children, opposed to the challenges that can occur with co-parenting. And the reason that I can say that so boldly is because I grew up in a two-parent household. I grew up in a household where my parents were married, and I felt very much secure. I felt very stable. I didn't have to go through those struggles of, okay, I'm gonna go to my dad's house on the weekends, or I'm gonna go visit my dad's house on certain events. Like, I didn't have to deal with that. It was me coming home to seeing mommy and daddy, and we already had our routines cut out for us. We would come home and do our homework, do our chores. My mom would be home cooking and cleaning. My father would be home working, and he would be cleaning as well, sometimes outside doing yard work. Like, it was just such a normal routine. There was no confusion in the matter. I feel like marriage brings about a shared commitment between two partners, despite the challenges that you're going to go through in your marriage, especially when children come along. And honestly, seeing that example as a kid and experiencing that made me realize from a very young age that when I grew up and got married, I was not settling for less. I was not having any children out of wedlock. I was not going to shack up with anyone. No, I was going to meet someone, marry them, and have kids after that. Like, that was the standard for me as a kid, and that's the standard I upheld for myself. Next reason why I believe women should marry before they carry is because of shared responsibilities. I believe when it comes to having children, it's a huge responsibility, financially, emotionally, physically, like, it's a lot. And those responsibilities can be discussed way before baby is even in the picture. And of course, when the baby comes and children start to grow up, those things can be adapted, but that shared responsibility can really just ease the burden and cause a sense of relief for both parties. Let's say mom might help the kids with the homework one day, dad might take the kids to extracurricular activities the next day. In essence, it's not one person constantly doing everything. No, it's two parties sharing responsibilities that are, quite frankly, their obligations. And what those responsibilities are in one marriage might be different in another marriage, because under everyone's household there are different things that people like to do. And that's not to say that you can't have shared responsibilities when it comes to co-parenting or things of that nature, but I just feel like it just comes with a more stable environment for both parents and children in a marriage. Next, and this is a big one, solid foundations for family values. Before you get married, it is so important for you and your significant other to be on the same page. So my husband, while we were recording, we made sure to ask each other questions pertaining to this, when it came to our morals, our beliefs. What do you believe spiritually? And of course, my husband and I, we met at the same church, so a lot of our religious beliefs were already the same. What are some of their goals, their beliefs? What are your thoughts on morality when it comes to this hypothetical situation? What are some lessons that you want to instill in your children at a young age that they can carry on with them in life? When you're both on the same page when it comes to these big things, again, it just creates a stable environment for the children because they already know what's up. As a child growing up on the weekends, I already know, okay, it's time for me to get ready for church. Like, that just was something without question, because it's something that we did. It's something that my parents raised and instilled in us at a young age. As a child, I knew to dress modestly. My parents would not allow me to dress in anything that was indecent, that would reveal my innermost parts. Like, no, I had a sense of decorum and modesty at a young age because that's what was instilled in me from both my mother and my father. As a child, there was no sense of, but mommy says this, or but daddy says this, because my parents were already on the same page when it came to everything. And I feel like this area is a major challenge when it comes to co-parenting or single parent households, because it's like, okay, when I'm with mom, she says I can dress like this. When I'm with dad, he has no problem with me doing this. When I'm with mom, she wants me to attend these services, but when I'm with dad, he says I don't have to. It causes a lot of confusion, a lot of potential for confusion when you guys aren't on the same page because you don't you know, have that partnership in marriage. And let me just preface it by saying, because I know somebody's going to comment, oh, well, you know, these issues can still occur in marriage. People can grow and start to drift apart and believe certain things. Yes, of course that can happen. That happens a lot. You know, divorce is a real thing. But the idea, the vision is to eliminate all that. And you do that through marriage, through courting someone initially, getting to know their thought process. Are we on the same page? Can I really see myself under this man's leadership? Yes, I can. Boom. What are his thoughts when it comes to children? You know, what are some of his beliefs? Is this something that I can incorporate with, you know, our future children? Yes, boom. You guys meet on all points, you get married, and you instill in those children the same beliefs that you talked about beforehand. Of course, people change, things happen, yes, but does that mean that we no longer have a standard when it comes to our families? Does that mean we just settle for anything? No, of course not. You do your best to set a firm foundation in your marriage so that you can have an even stronger foundation when them children come, because them children coming. Next is emotional and personal growth. I believe that becoming a wife initially first before becoming a mother causes so much room for personal and emotional growth, because in the world back then when I didn't know better, I was a girlfriend, and the mindset that I had as a girlfriend compared to me as a wife now, literally two different people. Literally, I've been able to learn so much about myself. I've been able to just acquire a lot more patience, a lot more compromising, a lot more communication skills, you know, when it comes to conflict and resolution. Like, I've been married for almost 2 years now, and I've learned so much about myself and about my husband and just how to be a better person in general. And I love that for me, because I know, you know, once children do come into the picture, it's gonna help prepare me a lot for that. And the reason I say that is because, you know, those same traits that I just listed out are essential qualities when it comes to parenting. You're gonna have to learn patience. You're gonna have to learn communication skills. You know, you can't just be quick to get angry at these children, because they're children. They're new here. They're trying to figure things out. You know, it's gonna require a lot. And I just feel like the playing field of becoming a wife has just really building me up to Lawrenceville one day become a mother. And this kind of leads me into my next point of wanting to be a positive role model for my future children. Like I did as a child, and growing up and seeing the love and the communication that my parents had, I want that for me. I want that for my future. I want that for my future children to come. I want them to see how mommy and daddy love on each other. I want them to witness how mommy and daddy communicate in disagreements at times. Like, I want them to witness those things that I experienced as a child, even more so. Like, I don't want my children to see the common things that we see in today's society, like women talking back to their husbands and being disrespectful and belittling them, and no, I don't want that. I want so much better for my children. I want them to even have a greater childhood than I did. I want our example and our marriage, like my parents, to set the example for what they would want in the future as well. You know, I love that for them. They're not even here yet, but I love that for them. I kind of had to go online for these next points because I didn't really understand the legalities of children, you know, the legal rights that parents have. So there are parental rights such as presumption of paternity, joint custody rights, parental leave benefits. There's a lot of healthcare benefits as well for marriage couples, inheritance rights, tax benefits. And in your free time, please look upon that, you know, read upon it, because it's very lengthy and I don't want to go into too much detail on that. But yeah, a lot of legal rights as well when it comes to marriage and children. And last but very much not least, it's spiritual. God said it. This is something that God wants, and I'm gonna honor it. It's an honorable thing, and that's what I want for my children. I want them to read about our foremothers and our forefathers and some of these great examples in scriptures, and some of the not so great examples, so that they can learn from them. I don't know about y'all, but we gonna raise our children in the scriptures. We gonna go by these commandments and these laws, everything, and that's gonna be the foundation of their childhood. But yes, there are literally so many other benefits as to why you should marry before you carry, but I am gonna cut the video here. And if you didn't go this route initially, don't look at this video and say, oh, she's being shameful, she's throwing shit. No. This video is to encourage those who might be courting, considering marriage one day, to just, you know, consider a different route. We should want so much better for our future children, and one of the ways that we can set them up for success is by doing things the right way, getting to know a person, courting them, getting to know their mind before we just so quick to jump in bed with them, making sure we're on the same page beforehand about everything. And of course, I know a lot of people might not agree with this as well, and hey, to each his own, but this is my opinion and I'm here to share it on my channel. So I hope you guys learned a little something from this video. I hope it benefited someone or just cleared up some things, because again, I know this is a very hot topic in today's day and age, and I hope that this video just explained a little more and gave a lot better insight as to why you should marry before you carry. I'll see you guys in my next one. Shalom.